here with Mariela Borello, and we're going to give you a bit of background into how her site came together and how it ended up. The site's organized in three main sections: current objects, current images, and past work. And then the About section, which has a bio and statement and CV. There's news to highlight any upcoming newsworthy stuff, like there's an exhibition coming up. Have a small bio on the homepage as well. So if you land here out of nowhere, you know what the site is about and who the artist is. And also it's for the search engines. They'll use this little text when they spew out the search results, and they need a text there to say what that page is.
So at the beginning, I wasn't sure if I wanted to actually have any of my old work. And then very quickly I realized I did, and that the purpose of the site was more than just showing the latest work. It was also a space that could grow with me.
Yeah, so it had to accommodate the work in the future and accommodate a kind of archival space where you could organize and see the work from the past. I think at that time we also established who the target users were going to be, who the site was for.
When I think about why I've made the site, as I said, it was a way to represent myself, but it was a way to actually be able to show potential galleries, potential curators, but also at the personal level is to show people that I've known throughout the years that maybe didn't know my work. Because of my work being a little bit eclectic, I think one of the things I'm happiest is that sense of continuity, that really nice homogeneity.
Yeah.
That at first glance you wouldn't think. But you did a great job at that, because you even you told me, oh, this piece, let's not put it in because it doesn't hold with the others. And I thought, yes, let's edit things out, check how things work together, because that's what makes it powerful.
Yeah, exactly. And with Zona Franca, it allows you to present those works, but just to say
In a different way.
In a different way,
Yeah.
so that you can leave the works that are the core significant works in your oeuvre to speak for themselves. As
It was like
grouping.
almost creating my own exhibition area in a sense, which is, I find that technology is wonderful for that.
I want to talk a bit about design too, because one of the things that you notice right off is the use of the circle. Rodolfo Borello worked on the design, creating the design vocabulary with us, and he suggested this circle here.
It's interesting because that image came from the spirals originally, right. And then he just transposed it. It works as a peephole, right?
Yeah.
There's that sense of looking in, which I didn't think about it until you mentioned that.
And once we realized that we had a solid visual reference, the work deals with personal themes, sexuality,
the body.
Yeah. It just seemed right. When we integrated the round into this, we realized that this was a little bit too square up here.
Right.
And then we tried rounding the corners, and then realized that it kind of looks like, it evokes kind of like holding up one of those 16 millimeter slides.
Yeah, it's true.
The slides always would cut the corner off there.
Yeah.
And we thought that was completely appropriate.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me, that kind of that reference. I think it makes it, and you mentioned, makes it soft, and it goes back to the circle. And as you said, when we go into the work.
Yes, right. So when we get into the work page, this image no longer has a design function.
Yeah.
It's documentation. So we click into it and we go into the slideshow.
And it's nice and clean.
It's nice and clean, and
Yeah.
what we're looking at is the work. We're not looking through a little porthole anymore. We actually want to have the feeling that we're in the presence of
Yeah,
the
and
work.
it works wonderfully, I think.
And we decided also, as kind of just as a feature, to have for the current images and current objects, to have a studio view, just to give you a kind of a little something extra, something tangible that kind of speaks of the origins of the work and how you work and how you make things. Another little design feature that we came up with here on this page is like, we knew that there was going to be a lot of works on this page, and you'll continue to add the significant past works as they come through. There's all these circles. It seemed like if they're all the same size, there's a kind of redundancy to it that makes you feel like by the time you get down here,
too many.
Mm-hmm. So what we did is we increasingly made them smaller. So the first two rows have 3.
Yeah, that was your decision. Very nice. Yeah.
The second 2 rows have 4 into them, and once these come, they'll have 5 into them. From here on, it'll be 5. So it creates a visual hierarchy. I'm going to talk a bit about the slideshow on the site. I wanted there to be a way for the user to simply browse the work. When we click in here, we see there's 1, 2, 3, 5 tiles here. But when we click into the slideshow, this brings us into all of the works within that tile. So in this case, it's a series. So right from here, we can browse all of the works that are in the tiles. Browsing is one way that people navigate, and it's very, very important. So they can go through just quickly, like just hitting the next button.
Yeah, look at the work.
And look at the work. Yeah. You'll notice that we've added a lot of the metadata at the bottom here. So if you're looking at this decontextualized, say for example, even if you wanted to, you can full screen this. If you're giving a presentation somewhere, then people can see, and you can see as well, that this is made of steel wool, cosmetic mirrors, and glass bowls. Each of them is 6 inches into diameter. So we tried to discreetly put that information there, but this is a whole package now. Then if you see a work that's interesting, we have, this is go to the work page. This takes you to that actual work page, and on that page you have all of that information presented again.
Of what it is.
As well as the description and the statement and all of the images. And these pages are very important because like I think I've explained to you at the beginning, every work should have its own page so that we have an address, so that if you're talking to a curator and you want to direct the curator specifically to, say, one page, say to see many, then you can give them this this URL.
Which is very interesting because it makes the site very dynamic and very useful in a sense.
Exactly. And you don't have to say, go to this page and go to the thumbnail. It's third from the bottom. The other thing I wanted to point out about the slideshow is that this is perfectly functional on mobile devices. It has a pinch. Here it has a click zoom, but on the phone it has a pinch zoom. It's all built in WordPress. Everything can be updated from the back end. We have proper data fields for all of the metadata for the works and for the series as well. So basically at this point, when we add a new artwork, when we add a new series, it's deployed automatically to the site in the proper layout, visual layout that's been decided.
That's right.
At this point, what is it that you are the most satisfied with in the website?
I think I'm very happy with the quality of the images, how you had very high standards to have the best photography possible. That was one of the things that people were very impressed, is the quality of the images and how well the work is presented.
Yeah, the visuals are very, very important.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, like I'm looking at this image here, because it was the only installation view that we had, so we had to work hard to
Clean
that image up. I did a lot of work on that one.
Yes, I know.
And sometimes I even had to ask you to get work re-photographed. What does it bring to be able to see the work now in this state of organization?
Well, it gives me a certainty, a further certainty that I've always had. I have a sense of accomplishment, a sense of this connection. So the work has a thread and it's always been there.
It became clear.
Yeah, it became very
As
clear
we
and
organized it.
reassuring. And as I said, it's like having my own gallery. It feels like that. It's
Yeah.
just really great.
Where you can make all the decisions
Yeah,
and
yeah.
make sure this presented beautifully. And
Hmm.
I think we've got it all.
Great.
So thanks a lot for agreeing to do that.
Thank you for asking me.